There's an unexpected rift growing in New Brunswick over a controversial plan to review a provincial policy that protects LGBTQ students. The disagreement is between Premier Blaine Higgs and some of his own cabinet ministers. Let's bring in Brett Ruskin on the story with more on what is known as Policy 713. Brett, what exactly is that?
Yes, so a bit of background. Policy 713 is a policy that's about 3 years old, brought into place into the provincial education department to create protections and some protocols around the treatment of LGBTQ youth. And it is designed to, again, offer them protections and lay out the procedures and protocols for LGBTQ youth in New Brunswick. Now, this policy has now become under review because Premier Blaine Higgs, as well as the education minister, has said that they want a look at it. They want to see if it can be updated or reviewed, something that has caused some controversy, caused some disagreement. Now, Premier Blaine Higgs has said previously that he wants specific parts of it looked at. So, for example, a policy around names. So if a student goes into a New Brunswick school and asks teachers informally to call them by a different name or a different pronoun, that request doesn't have to be shared with parents. In fact, they need the student's permission to share that request outside of school with parents. So here is Premier Blaine Higgs speaking previously about that name issue.
The policy allows for, let's say, a child under 16 to, change their name, change kind of, the view and their gender as such, and not have any knowledge. The parent not have any knowledge. In fact, it's hidden from the parents. It's that sort of belief that parents don't need to know. Parents don't play a role, and I don't think that parents would believe that they have no role in their child's kind of where they are and what they're believing and what they're doing and where they're going. They want to be part of it.
Premier Higgs has also spoken out against elementary and kindergarten age students attending drag queen story times. Overall, this review of Policy 713 has been controversial, has seen all kinds of disagreement, all kinds of conflict with protests happening with students at schools over the last number of weeks, asking politicians to leave this policy untouched. Heather.
Some of the opposition Premier Higgs is facing, Brett, is coming from within his own cabinet. Some cabinet members have staked their ground on this. Tell us about the opposition within.
Yeah, typically a cabinet, a government, the politicians would be all on the same page with a government policy, but that's not seeming to be the case here. Here is the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, Jeff Carr, speaking about his thoughts on this review of the policy. Take a listen.
When government decides to talk about reviewing items that those communities have fought so hard to protect themselves or to feel that they're in a safe place, it does create an amount of fear that makes me anxious as well. I don't believe that I want anybody to feel that they should be in fear.
So even though politicians are now speaking out against it, there's students speaking out against it, the review is still happening, is still underway. Yesterday, Higgs' office put out a statement saying that while this review is underway and until it's completed, they won't be providing any more comments. Heather.
Brett, thank you very much. Brett Ruskin is in Halifax.